we can start right now. And in this tutorial, we will go through the questions about the network security and access control. So before that, let's just get familiar with basic concepts in the network scenarios. So the scenario is that in the network, we have two rules. The first one is a client, and another one is a server. And we can actually communicate with each other with the network package. Okay. So actually, how do we transfer these network packets? Actually, we use two, you can consider two concepts. One is the IP address, and another is the port. Okay. So IP address is to identify the locations of these machines or locations of these servers. So you can find that this is the Google's IP address, IDS server, the Google's DS server, and the port is used to differentiate the applications of the servers. So which means if I know the IP address of this server is this one, 8.8.8.8, right? But we do not know which applications in this server or this machine is actually communicating with me, right? Because actually in the machines we have different applications. For example, we have browser. We just consider it as HTTP because the browser uses HTTP as a network packet to transfer the data. And also we will have some email servers. And also we can have some SSH, right? And then we can have a lot of other applications. So actually the port is used to identify the applications. And here we should know that it's just some precisely. So actually HTTP uses 80, this port to transfer the data. And email server uses 25. And the SSH server uses 22. So actually generally speaking, the IP address is used to locate the machines you are communicating with, right? And the port is used to differentiate which application you are communicating with. So it's like a two levels. Okay? So in this scenario, if this server is a Google server, it's a browser server, or it's a website server. Okay? So in this case, what does this client do? First, this client has to identify the IP address of this server. So when it transfers the network packet, it will first include the IP address. And then it will include a port, which is 80. Okay. So in this case, the network can know where that this network packet go. And besides, after this server received this network packet, he has to reply it, right? He has to transfer the data from the server side to the client side. And how does it do it? Actually, it will also include two parts. One is the IP address, and another is the port number. Okay? And how does this server know the source of the IP address and the port? Actually, it will be included in the network packet sent from the client side. So basically, for the client, when the client sends the network packet to a server, it will include two parts of information. The first part is destination IP address and destination port, and another one is the source of the IP address and the source of the port. And in this case, server here can actually know the source of this message and can use these parts to reply the message. So this is a basic idea of the network scenarios. And by the way, for the client here, actually the port can be any one larger than 1023. You can self-define the port, okay? But for the server, it's pre-designed. If you use HTTP, then the web server or corresponding to this HTTP service should be 80. Okay? And the reason here, the port number should be larger than 1027 or 1023 is that usually the port number below or smaller than 1023 are used for other services. So we do not want to cause a conflict here. Okay. So then we will go to today's tutorial.
By the way, HTTPS is port 443, right? Oh, sorry, 43, right? Yeah, 443, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So the first question is about firewall design. So basically what this question wants you to do is to build a firewall to protect the networks in a school. And first, let's say what kind of utilities it has in this network. First, it has a lab, and this lab actually includes over 100 machines that students will use for some services like visiting website or sending emails. And also we will have the teachers PC, and these teachers also can use this kind of machines to send and receive emails or inter-students scrum. Okay. And then we have web server and email server. So what does this web server mean? Actually, if you find out that if you visit this website, actually you'll find that this website is actually built on the server, the web server of the AWS. So web server means that it provides a web page for others to visit your homepage. Okay? And the email server is used to provide the email services. For example, you have the email ending with u.naus.sg, that kind of style, right? And that's because we have an email server in our school that can provide this kind of functions. An SQL server actually is a database. You can consider this as a database that will store all of the data in the universities, like students' grade and some IUS information, like the location of this university, or this kind of universal information. Okay. And now, after we know the utilities of this school, we have to design the firewalls. So first, let's see how that firewall works. So firewalls will include a lot of rules inside, and each rule will represent one policy here. And for each rule, we will have source IP, destination IP, source port, destination port, direction, and action. So let's just say an example. What does this mean? This means any message sent out by a web server to outside can be allowed. And this message, this rule means that any message that's sent out by an outside web server can be allowed. And for other network packages, it will be blocked. So actually there are three rules. So the verification step will be in this way. First, we will check the first rule. If it meets this rule, then that's okay, it's allowed. But if it doesn't, it will go to the second rule, which is this one. Okay. So basically, the action can be allowed and blocked, and the direction can be out and in, and the source IP and the destination IP are just IP addresses, and port just some IP, just some port numbers. And here we can find actually there is a tag. Here we use IP, the server side, the server use an IP address to know the source, right? To know the location of this client. What if this client use a fake IP address?
Thank you for recording. Gmail account.
In this case, this will be a tag, because when the server reply to this client, it will follow this IP address to the client. And this can be used for the denial of service attack. You just send out a lot of network packets, and all of the packets will be transferred to this certain IP address. And then it will violate the availability, say, availability parameters, right? And that's a very classic DDoS, distributed denial of service attack. Okay, so now we know the concept of firewalls and the utilities in this school. Then we must, then this school must have some requirements that we have to meet when building the firewalls. The first one is that we have to prevent the students from accessing of the exam questions. Okay. The second one is that the SQL server, this database, is very important. We have to protect it. Okay, because it will include a lot of sensitive information. And the second one is that the source IP addresses cannot be spoofed. What does this mean? This means that all the IP addresses sent out must be the same as it claimed. Just like what we discussed previously. And the fourth one, okay, we do not need to care about this one. It's not in the network layer. Okay. And for the final one, what if we use 3 firewalls instead of 2? Okay, so we will first discuss the 2 firewalls first, and then we just check out the scenarios of 3 firewalls. So actually, here we can find that basically we have 2 firewalls. You can consider this as the front end. This as the back end. Okay, so what does the first firewall do? The first firewall will do, this first firewall will separate the external network and the internal network. And this is what we usually do for the first firewall. For example, this is the outside wall, like some. Google or Apple or anything you want, right? There's some services, and we call this external network. And all of the protected network are called internal network. So the first firewall is used to isolate the external network and the internal network. And what does the second do? Actually, the second firewall is used to make some specific requirements in this school. For example, students cannot log in the SQL server to get some grade or exam information, right? So in this case, the lab should be here, and the SQL should be here. Okay? And all the informations from communications between the machines in the lab and the SQL should be broken. And only this way it can meet the university's need. Okay? So what about the other utilities? So here, what do we still have? We have a web server, email server, teachers' machines, and some printers, right? Okay, so first let's consider the web server. Where do you think the web server should be located? First one, right? Yes, that's for sure. And that's because actually this is a web server because others can communicate with it. And there is it's not necessary to put the web server inside because it's not that important. And it's the same as an email server. Okay. So now where should we put the teachers? Actually, we have to notice that the teachers can log in the SQL to check or modify students' exam and grade, right? So it's best for us to put the teachers at the same level of SQL server. In this case, the security level of them are the same, okay? And this makes more sense. Okay, so now, after we decide the locations of each units, let's decide the firewall rules, okay? So first, let's consider the web server, okay? So we must let outside world, let external world to log in this web server, right? For example, if I'm a student who want to apply for this university, where I have to visit its homepage, its website, right? And we have to allow this kind of communications. So this can be allowed. What about email server? Of course, we need the email server to send out our emails. Okay? And that's for sure. Okay, so how about the lab? It's the same. So let's just forget the lab first. So what about the teachers? Actually, we have to allow the teachers to log in this or communicate with this web server, and also it's the same as email server, right? Because teachers can actually use the email server to send out the messages or receive some emails. And besides, in this question, we need to allow the communications between the web server and SQL, and that's because, for example, your locations of the university is stored in this SQL, right? And when somebody wants to check these locations, this web server have to derive the information from the SQL server. So we must allow the communications between the SQL server and the web server. Okay, so basically this is firewalls. So let's just check which part to replace. Okay, so this is the solutions. Okay, so for the first part, this corresponds to the second firewall, and this corresponds to the first firewall. So okay. Email lab, okay. So first, we do not discuss this lab first. So let's say these two rules are used to allow the communications between the web server and the outside world, right? And we have already had this, okay? And for this tool, it's used to guarantee the communications between the external network and the email server. And also, we have already had this, okay? So, and this is about the communications between the lab and the teachers and the network and the outside network. We just leave it. So we do not consider it right now. So how about this one? How about the second layer of firewall? So first, these two rules are used to guarantee the communication between the web server and the SQL server, right? I know we have already got this. And for this two, okay, so it's used to guarantee the email server and teacher, okay? And these two used to guarantee okay. So here we made a mistake. The web server, actually, the thing is that it's not wrong, but it's not that general. Because here, if we just put a link here, then what we mean is that teacher can only visit the website in this web server, right? But actually, the teacher can visit the website in the external network. Okay, so it's not wrong, but it's not that general. So then we discuss the lab and the teachers here. So here, we have to allow the students in the lab to visit the HTTP network packets, right, with outside world, because we have to allow students to log into Google or Apple or this kind of websites, okay? And besides, we have to remember that the teacher here also need to visit the outside network, outside HTTPS services, for example, Google. So we have to allow the teachers the HTTP request to go outside. Okay? Actually, that's a framework or that's a firewall design for this question. But as you can see here, actually, for the teacher part, you can just set the teacher's website or set the teacher's machines here, right? So which means this is not the only answers. As long as the answers or solutions make sense, you can use it for the firewall design. And this is the one thing. Okay. So here we have used 2 firewalls. What about 3 firewalls? That's very easy. We just, for example, we just put another firewall here to protect the SQL server, making it more secure. Okay, or for example, we can just use this third firewall to protect other services, like a DNS service, for this kind of services. Okay, because we not only have the email server and the web server, we have other servers, and we can use the advanced or more advanced firewalls to protect them. Okay, so let's go through the.
Can you change the way the entities communicate between the firewalls if you add additional firewalls?
Oh yes, of course. You have to allow that. For example, if you put the so for example, if you put the email server, right, in this layer, then you have to change the rules of this firewall, because you have to allow the email server to communicate with the outside world, right? But if you do not change the firewall, the rules in this firewall, all the communication between the email server and outside will be blocked. Okay? Because there is no matching rules, and if there is no matching rules, it will be blocked. So when you design new firewalls, you have to change some rules in the previously designed.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, so even like a security issue to put the teacher after firewall 2, because I don't like the middle one is like the empty zone, and we don't wanna create connection between the after the entity.
Oh yes, yes, that's correct. That's correct. So if you put the features, actually if you put features here, it will be more secure. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, but
Yes.
but by creating a connection with the outside, with the external, then we create or a security issue.
So you mean this is an issue or?
Yeah, like
but it's not easier because we only allow HTTP. HTTP is kind of network packet. We do not allow other packet. Like of course you can attack or compromise the teacher's machine with HTTP network packets, but it's about security and usability, right? So yes.
So if we implement more firewalls like this, will it make the network less usable?
Yes, the more firewalls you have, the less usable of this system will be.
So then it might be redundant to put the third
Yes,
firewall.
yes, that's correct.
Okay.
Okay, so let's go to the second question. It's about it's also firewall design. So the firewalls above inspect only a few important fields of network packets. What type of firewalls do they belong to? They actually this firewall belongs to packet filtering firewalls because it will set some rules to filter the network packets. It will allow some packets to access and it will route some packets. So it's filtering firewalls. And this firewall will operate as IP layer. Okay, the network layer. And that's because it will use the IP address and port number to allow the packets or block the packets. Okay. Okay, so let's consider the third question. The third question is about Lumen NUS access control. So actually, in your post, do you know post? In the Lumen NUS, you can post questions, right? In the forum. Okay. So actually, it's about designing access control for post. So let's first say users. So first we have lateral, the proof, and then we have TA, teaching assistant, and students who are enrolled in this module, and then we have some guests. Okay, so these are some users. We have to design the access control for these users. Okay, so about the items, what kind of item do we have? Actually, we have author's name for this post, right? Because when you post a question in the forum, there is a name who posts this question, and also we have the title of the post, and also the content of this post, and also the rating. Okay. And plus it will include the numbers of users who have read this post. You can find the review this button in your post. Okay. So now we know the users and the items, and then we need to design access control for them. Okay, so this is the solution. It's not that difficult. So let's just first say the author's name. So everybody can review author's name, right? Okay, and actually for the title and the content, the lecturer and the student who is a post owner can add to them, because maybe you will post something that's illegal, right? Then the TA and the lecturer can have the access or have the capability to edit them. Okay. But for the students who is not the post owner or guest, they are not allowed to change the contents or titles of this post. That makes sense, right? And also for view, it's read only. Okay. And for ratings, only the lecturers have the access to change them or modify them. Okay. So, but however, for this part, even this is a solution. Okay, so first, this is not the only answer, right? Any solution that makes sense can be the answer. Okay, so actually for me, in my opinion, I would say maybe this part does not make sense. Actually, if you post a question, right? Maybe for a teacher or for a TA, we should only be allowed to delete them instead of changing them or modifying the contents of them. But why? what if I just add some illegal words, illegal sentences in your content, right? In your post. So the university does not know. And when university check the post, they only use author's name to check it. Okay? So it's a whose responsibility? No one knows, right? If you do not have the log, audio log, this kind of system log. Okay? So actually I think it's best for this system to only allow students, that's okay, only allow the lecturers or TAs to delete it instead of changing the contents of it. But anyway, you can, any reasonable solutions can be the right answer. So this is just my own opinions. And also for this part, you can say that the students and who is not the post owner and guests cannot delete or create a post. That makes sense, right? But for the lecturers, if a okay, so this is kind of confusing, and I have discussed this with Rio, the proof. Actually, what does this create mean? This means that I have already created this poster, so I can create it. And because this lecturer is not a poster owner, so I cannot create it because it has already been created. It's kind of confusing. You don't need to understand this part. You only need to understand that the lecturer can delete and create the post. And the student can also create the post, but he can only delete the post that he or she creates. Okay, you only need to know that. And actually, this is the current design of the post in OpenAIS. Yes, the current version. Which means if I just add some illegal words in your post, then maybe you will be responsible for it.
There's no edit log.
No, I don't think so. Even we have audio log or audio log, right? It will be huge, and there is no chance for you to check out the real answer, right? Because if you just use a keyword search, I cannot imagine how long it will take. But it's just my opinion. So until now, I haven't heard a story about the limitation of this device. I think it would be good. Okay, so that would be all about today's tutorial. It's about the network security and access control.